Hey everyone! So I'm sure you've all seen everything that's been going on lately with basically the entire creative industry being told that they are unskilled and they should retrain. I'm aware that this whole thing has affected a ton of industries, not just the music industry. But I'm going to be talking today about the musicians that have built me into who I am today. Music is obviously a massive part of my life, and I know that it's a massive part of pretty much everyone's life. A song that describes exactly what you're going through can really help you feel less alone, and that is just, you know, worth so much. So I am going to talk about 5 artists that have shaped me as a person in my life. Starting with probably a really obvious one for those of you that know me, but John Mayer. So I first discovered John Mayer when I was in my late teens. My older brother, he discovered a few of his songs and he played them to me, and I was instantly obsessed with him. I listened to him non-stop. So at this point I was still playing saxophone. So I used to play the saxophone. I was still having lessons and stuff and doing grades, and you know, I liked it. I liked playing saxophone, it was fun, but I didn't feel like super passionate about it. But yeah, something about his music just spoke to me basically, and it inspired me to pick up a guitar, and that has been, you know, a life-changing event for me. Playing an instrument that I loved that has eventually gone on to me writing songs has been, you know, such a massive thing in my life, and it's brought me so much joy. And yeah, so John Mayer, thank you for that. Okay, next up, another pretty obvious one, but I have to talk about Taylor Swift. So the first song I ever heard from Taylor Swift was Love Story, because that was the first song that was like a super big hit in Europe. And I liked it, I love that song, but for some reason I didn't, you know, think to look up the rest of her music. But when I was 19, I went to work on a ranch in America, and there were loads of people that lived nearby that would come and hang out at the ranch and, you know, ride horses and have parties with us, and it was super fun. And there was a girl there that used to play songs on her guitar around the fire and sing. One of the songs she used to play, 2 of them actually, so she used to always play Tim McGraw and The Best Day by Taylor Swift. And I really liked those 2 songs, and I asked her who were those songs by, and she said Taylor Swift. So when I returned home later that summer, I looked up all of her music, and that was it was her Speak Now era. So that's when I became a fan of Taylor Swift, was in the Speak Now era. So yeah, I found all her music on YouTube. That was what I used for finding music back then. Discovering Taylor Swift was a massive thing for me because I think her songwriting has massively influenced me. Her sort of storytelling lyrics, I think her songs are incredible, and she's been a huge influence to me. So yeah, Taylor Swift, thank you. So another artist I discovered when I was on this trip in America is actually probably the artist that sort of opened up my love for country music, really. For me, I kind of feel like John Mayer and Taylor Swift are like their own genres of music because they have so much music each, and I love them so much. I kind of count them as their like own unique genre of music. So Taylor Swift didn't make me like go and look up a load of other country music because I didn't even realise that she was country. But Miranda Lambert did. So this girl at the ranch that used to play songs around the fire, she also used to play Heart Like Mine by Miranda Lambert. So I looked up all her music when I got home, and a load of other country artists. Listening to country music, you know, being played around the fire in its raw form, and also listening to it when we were having parties and stuff, I just discovered all this music that, you know, no one really played country music in the UK, especially back then. It's becoming more of a thing now, obviously, but back when I was a teenager, like no one really listened to country. And so when I went to America, discovering all these artists I'd never heard of before just made me, you know, I fell in love with country music, and I didn't even realise that I'd been missing out on it my whole life. But Miranda Lambert was one of the first like proper country artists I listened to. So yeah, a combination of discovering like country and discovering Taylor Swift in particular, and this girl singing around the fire making me sort of wish, you know, God, I wish I could sit and sing around the fire and be brave enough to do that. The combination of those things just for some reason made me want to start singing and start writing. That summer I went home and I wrote my first song. It was called Red Check Dress, and it was pretty rubbish, I think. That whole summer and discovering all that music has changed the path of my life, and I have so many good memories. And when I listen to like the songs that I discovered at the ranch, I'm literally just back there. Like if I close my eyes, I'm back at the ranch. And that is a skill. To make someone feel that is a skill. So not unskilled. Number 4. Okay, so this is actually really tricky, narrowing down to like 5 artists. So I'm probably gonna end up talking about more than 5. But I am gonna say KACEY Musgraves. So KACEY Musgraves obviously has a song called Follow Your Arrow. And this song kind of talks about, you know, whatever you do in life, someone's not gonna like it, so you might as well do whatever you want. And that is actually a really important message, because we're kind of told to live life this certain way, which I really hate. I really hate that there's like a certain way you should live your life, and that kind of sucks because people question when you do things differently. I went through a period of changing my course at uni and kind of changing my life plan, and it all happened pretty quickly, and it was stressful and people were really upset with me. And it was really hard, but I got through it, and that song really helped me kind of realize that it's fine to make changes and it's fine to live life your own way. You don't have to live inside this little box of go to uni, get a job, get married, have kids, die. So yeah, KACEY Musgraves, another very important artist for me. So high school me is gonna have to give a special mention to Green Day. Green Day made me realize what it feels like to absolutely like worship a musician. I loved them so much in high school, and that was really the first time that I started to like relate to lyrics. So there was this one guy that I liked the whole way through high school. 4 years I liked him and never did anything about it. I think he knew, to be honest, but he wasn't interested. But there was a Green Day song, it was called Only of You, and it was like, the first time I caught a glimpse of you, all my thoughts were only of you. I like related so hard to that song because I was in love with this guy, and I remember like writing down the entire, like the lyrics to the entire song in my diary. You know, teenage me, it's difficult being like 14, 15 and having all these weird feelings and not really knowing what's happening and having mood swings, and it's really hard, and Green Day really helped me get through my teenage years, honestly. Obviously, there are so many other musicians that have kind of made me into who I am today. Can't mention everyone, but those are just a few that are very important to me. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that the arts can recover from this. It's such a tough time. This year has been really not great for anyone. Hopefully the world can return to normal at some point. But see you soon, and thanks for watching.